y'all. Oh my God. I am so glad I did not get into this goddamn review because I didn't press record. I've been running my damn mouth. Y'all like and subscribe and comment and let the people know that your girl's doing videos by sharing the video. Shit. I've been running my damn mouth. I'm glad I was just on Contessa and I didn't get into what I really wanted to get into. Let's get into it. I can't believe that. I'm pissed. I was running my mouth for at least 5 minutes. I'm so glad I looked at the thing counter and said 0. Bitch, you ain't talking to nobody. Okay. What I did say was I had a good weekend. I saw the Roseanne Barr interview with Joe Rogan, and I have some insights in regards to Roseanne Barr, some new insights, some new developments as it comes to Roseanne Barr. No, I'm not apologizing or being apologetic or being an apologist for her behavior, but I have some new insight into her behavior and why she behaves like that. It's always good to hear somebody's story. It wasn't a story of woe is me story. It was just this is who I am, and this is she has severe mental health issues. It's not mild, it's not moderate, it's severe. Like to the point where her mental health issues affect her daily functioning life. Now that is somebody, not like Kanye, because there is a spectrum when it comes to mental illness in terms of the severity of it. Is it mild? Is it moderate? Can they deal with their daily life every day? Can they go to work? Can they function? Roseanne has a type of mental illness where she is not able to function at 100% or even fucking 75%. But anyways, we'll talk about that maybe Friday. It was very interesting to watch. I'm always interested in seeing how people, just their behavior and why they behave in the way that they do. She wasn't like, we'll talk about it. Look, I don't want to spend too much time on Roseanne for Married to Medicine. Let's talk about these women. This is episode 607, okay? If you haven't watched it, go watch the after show on Heavenly's YouTube channel. Heavenly does an after show for every single episode. It's just her doing what we do, giving her opinion about different, scenes of the show. But this episode after show, she had Quad there, and it was very interesting to watch. And they really make a good, reviewing the episode together. A lot of insight. You get a lot of insight and you get a lot of their candid expressions. So, because you won't get that, you may not get it as much when they're at the reunion, but they're in Heavenly's house. So it's a little bit, they're more relaxed and comfortable in expressing how they feel about whatever situation. Quad was very upfront and forward. Heavenly was her usual self, blunt, to the point, no holds bar. Start off, I'm just going to go through the women because I was all over the place. I did not take proper notes. I actually was tweeting live last night because I watched it with y'all on the East Coast. Okay. Everybody had a good weekend. Okay, it's Monday. Good. Okay, it's cool in the morning, darker at night. We see the time is getting ready to change. Everything else is cool. Okay, good. Let's get into our fucking review. I want coffee. Anyways, I'm being nosy. Okay, Contessa had her surgery. She did well. It was a scene with her and her daughters. Her Layla, she is very energetic. That little girl has a lot of energy. She was jumping up and down on the bed. So here's the thing about children. I understand that they don't have a concept, that they don't understand danger and they don't understand things like that, or when somebody is in pain or somebody, but you have to talk to them and explain it. I did not like the fact that she didn't say, hey, mommy just had surgery. I went to the doctor. I had surgery, so mommy is sore here, and you can't jump up and down on the bed because it will hurt me. Just say that. I don't understand why women or parents do that. Tell the child the truth so they have an understanding, because what you're showing her, it's okay to jump up and down on you. It's not okay to jump up and down on you. You just had surgery. Be honest and tell her. I don't get that. I don't understand why people do that. They show Jackie and Curtis. I don't know what the fuck they was talking about. You know what? Y'all be thinking I'm playing. I check out whenever I see Curtis. It turns into Charlie Brown's teacher, because it's it's so funny because in the after show, Heavenly was talking about how Curtis and Jackie got back together, and how Quad and Gregory, how the difference in the relationship based on how the men came back groveling and humble, and how Gregory was arrogant. I believe that Curtis was arrogant. I believe he's still arrogant. But I believe that him and Jackie together exude this arrogance, elitist attitude about themselves. I get that from Contessa too, but I think Scott is really, really down to earth, and I see he almost had to get Toya together again at another fucking party in defense of his wife. Toya is a piece of fucking work. We gonna get to her stupid ass. I don't know what Jackie and Curtis were talking about. That's why I said all that to say, because Curtis is an arrogant. I don't like him. I don't like his dry lips. I don't even want to. You know that meme of Viola Davis for as what's her name, for How to Get Away with Murder, and she gets her bag and she rolls her eyes and walks out. That's me every single time Curtis comes on my television screen. Simone and Cecil, and coming from the north house to the south house, they sitting there with their children. Miles is home from college. He didn't finish his first year of college. Congratulations, Miles. 3 to 4 years ago. But congratulations on filling your first year. But they sitting there and they talking about, well, we need to be a family and we need to be together. And Curtis is saying, Cecil is saying, did I call him Curtis? I get them mixed up. Everybody's names are really close together. They're talking about how they need to be in one house. And what's her name is like, listen, I like my house. This shit is clean. It be clean in here. I don't have to worry about you. I don't have to worry about cleaning up after anybody. I don't have to do that, right? Because, I think a lot of people, unless you family breeds community, a lot of people believe that the woman is supposed to do the labor for everything. It does not matter what they do. They're the ones that need to be up doing stuff, and the men get to sit down. I was watching This Is Us yesterday, and I noticed that the mother, when she was a little girl, she noticed that her mother was always up, cleaning, fixing things, cooking, waiting for her husband. Husband was always sitting there. That was me. I hated to see my family, the family of women, always scurrying around trying to get shit together, and the men doing absolutely nothing, sitting down. I hated it. And I would get in trouble because the women would be like, Erica, come help in the kitchen. No, I'm sitting here with the rest of the men. I'm not up in the kitchen cooking and cleaning I've never done that. That is like a thing in my family where Erica will not get up and clean with the rest of the women. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. The men need to get up and do it. I'm not doing that. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck if you want them in your kitchen or not. Let them clean up. If they was by themselves, they clean up. What was I saying? So, Simone was saying that her house is clean and everything. And then she was like, Cecil said something about her being out. And they would both start to argue about each other, trying to make an argument out of both of them doing their own thing, living in those separate houses. And Michael just said, both of y'all was doing the same thing. So what are we even talking about? Shout out to Michael for setting his parents together, get his parents in line, and his parents being open enough to receive his critique of their behavior. Because a lot of the times, if you listen to your child about your behavior, they'll tell you something about yourself that you never realized. That's why you got to listen. You can't shut kids down. You can't put them in a position where they feel like they can't express how they feel about your behavior, their parents' behavior, their siblings' behavior. You can't foster that kind of relationship with your children. I'm so happy that Michael said what the fuck he said and shut them both down so quick. What are y'all even talking about? Y'all doing the same thing. So why are we talking? And they both started laughing like, yeah, he has a point. Shout out to Michael. Mariah and Dr. Jarrett, who I believe Dr. Jarrett is Quad's replacement. Quad is no longer married to medicine. So since Mariah is the creator of the show, and no, she does not have any say on casting, but her point and the only thing that she wanted to make sure for the show was that every single person on the show was married. So the title won't be like Basketball Wives and y'all some part-time jump off weekend girlfriends. We wanted to have these women to be married to medicine. Everybody on the show must be married. I don't have any problem with that. I think it does make for a better show. I think everybody being married does make for a better show. I don't believe that there should be single people on there unless they're having two single people who they're going to hook up together and possibly see a relationship develop out of that. But just having single people on a show full of couples, I don't think that I don't think it's not the same like as on Real Housewives, where they always have like one or two single women who are trying to find love. I don't think that this is the platform for that. So I think Dr. Jarrett is going to be Quad's replacement. She's a doctor, she's a dentist, right? And he's a doctor, both married, same thing, same like Heavenly's situation. I'll visit Contessa, talking about, I don't know what they talked about, just visiting with her. And Mariah says that she's had a breast lift and that her nipples kept the sensitivity and they're more sensitive now, and she didn't know. In her interview, she talking about she didn't know that the nipples were, they didn't tell y'all that. Yes, they did. What are you talking about? So Quad and her mother and her aunt, is that her aunt? Her Quad looks like her mom. Not that lady. I am so glad. Let me tell you how glad I am that Quad's mother and aunt are supportive of her and not providing advice that doesn't serve her. I was so happy, because older black women, they tend to give advice that serves the man over the woman. Unless they've been through some shit, it's always some internalized misogynistic ideas on how to deal with your husband. They always give, like the way that Toya gives advice and sometimes Heavenly gives advice to their friend that doesn't serve them. It serves the man's needs over the woman. Like how Toya was trying to convince Quad to have a baby. Like, all he wants is a baby. That's all he wants is a baby. Just give him a baby, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that her mom and her aunt are supportive. And just Quad said, her mom and aunt, I'm talking too much. Her mom and aunt will never talk bad about Gregory, but will support her in her decision. And I'm so proud of Quad. I really am. I'm really glad that she's not displaying the woman that stays in a relationship for, like, just because somebody else told you to, for the potential of the marriage. This Gregory has been disrespectful from the beginning and unaccountable, not accountable for any of his actions, trying to make it seem like it was Quad's fault, and then other women joining him and making it seem like it was Quad's fault. And like how Toya in her interview made that comment about Quad. I'm starting to feel like Gregory. Oh, you really empathizing with her husband? You really doing that, Toya? Like, you're so fucking stupid. Toya is stupid. I used to like be on the fence about Toya because I felt like she was a real person, like she's very down to earth. But her behavior this season, I don't know if it was filmed during Aries season or what, because she's been out of pocket. She's been acting like a plumb fool the whole season. This juvenile, entitled, self-absorbed, childish behavior. Like, why are you acting this way? And is this how you act in your marriage? Because how are you acting with your friends? This is crazy to me. But she's one of those women who does not give advice to her girlfriends about their husbands that serve the woman. It's always a way to serve the man, because she's in a relationship where if she doesn't serve the man, she's not going to get what she wants. So her advice is always to serve the man. And we're not doing that, Toya. This is 2018, bitch, not 1956. Fuck it, not 1975 and not 1982, bitch. We're not doing any of that. So hang that shit up. Simone and Cecil was getting ready to go to Dr. Jarrett's party. You saw Simone in that little dress and she started twerking, and Cecil jumped on her back so fast. All he wants to do is have sex with you, Simone. And I understand where Simone is coming from, but when she pushed her butt out in that little short dress, that nigga was on her back. Like, he jumped on her back like he was about to take her down on the bed. I said, that poor man, all he wants is some pussy from his wife. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. But I understand it, girl. If you don't feel it, don't give it to him. Don't be one of them stupid bitches who always just laying up with your legs to the moon just because your husband wants to get off and you're mad and upset and pissed off at him. No, you don't get any. Don't do it. That's your body. Do what you feel. Do it when you get ready. And as we see next episode, they finally had sex. But don't be laying up, putting your legs to the moon for no nigga, especially if you mad at him, for no reason. unless you want to. They get to Jarrett's house. She's, like I said, I wrote new cast member on here. I believe she's a new cast member taking Quad's space. Toya's behavior. Contessa wasn't there. Scott was there, once again, representing Contessa, hanging out with the men. Same thing, you there without Eugene. Just don't understand Toya's behavior. Toya, Contessa does not have to text you so that you can pray for her, bitch. Because your behavior, I don't want any words coming out of your mouth spoken over me, you evil bitch. You're an evil little bitch. Because you sit up there and you want Contessa to text you to let you know she's going into surgery instead of have you called her to ask her how did she find her dad in the airport yet? Have you called her about that yet? You always want somebody to call you. Here is an idea for you, Toya. Find you some business, bitch. Get you a event planning consulting job and get you some motherfucking business, because otherwise you wouldn't be worried about who's texting you to let you know that they're going to have a major surgery. You should have already known that one. And like Jackie said, bitch, you lucky you even got that, because y'all aren't even on speaking terms, bitch. You lucky. Who the hell do you think you are that somebody has to always call you to let you know what's going on in their life instead of you asking the motherfucker what's going on in their lives? What is wrong with Toya? And then she's acting like, well, what am I doing that's wrong? She's acting like she doesn't get how stupid she's behaving. Like, that's the problem that I don't get. Toya, what's wrong with you? Then she says to Scott, well, I guess your wife is doing okay because you're here. Bitch, what the fuck is your problem? And if Scott says something out of pocket to Toya in response to what she's saying, he'd be wrong. He'd be a man talking crazy to a woman. You talking crazy to that man. This is the second time you didn't put the spotlight on his ass to ask him a question about his wife. And every time he's so gracious, she's fine, she's at home asleep, and my sister is taking care of her. What is wrong with Toya? I don't get it. Your behavior is out. And then she's going to send the girl condolences? That means somebody died, dummy. What is wrong with you? That shows you how stupid she is. You used to be a third grade teacher, bitch. Pick up a book. Write a book. Do something, Toya, because your idle time is really getting on everybody's nerves. Because your idle time is you coming up with these expectations of how people need to behave with you, but you're not exhibiting none of that behavior. All these people are supposed to call you and tell you what they doing. You are showing over and over again that you want a one-sided relationship with Contessa. You want Contessa to do all these things. Contessa has major shit going on in her life. You're building a house. Yes, it's major, but it isn't something that could have an adverse effect and change your life. But she's had surgery. Her father has been diagnosed with cancer. And you are worried about whether or not she's texting you to tell you that that she's not coming to your little stupid ass, meaningless ass party, or come to Dr. Jarrett's house. Oh my God. Why haven't you called her? Why haven't we seen the clip of you going to visit her? Why wouldn't you take this opportunity to give her some flowers and you say, you know what, Contessa, I have not been the best friend. I see you going through all this. I have been selfish. Here's some flowers. Please take this as an apology and a get well. No, it's all about you, you fucking baby. Like a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old, their behavior is me, me, me. The world revolves around them. And that's because they have no concept of anything else but themselves and what they're learning and exploring and understanding. And you're acting just like a 3-year-old in a world that you have no understanding of anybody else's needs, desires, wants, requirements, and expectations. It's only about how you view everything. That's okay. You think it's okay to sit on somebody's husband's lap in order to test them. And just like Heavenly and Quad said, who are you, bitch, to fucking test somebody's husband? That's not your place. And this is the second time you done that shit. And it's not your place, Toya. You gonna get your ass beat. And she does it to Jackie because she knows Jackie ain't gonna say nothing crazy to her. She would not do that shit to Heavenly. She wouldn't act like she was sitting on Damon's lap. She wouldn't act like she was sitting on Cecil's lap. She wouldn't do that to Quad. She wouldn't do that to Heavenly. She wouldn't do it to Simone. But who are you to be the test to see if somebody's husband is going to grab your waist and put you in their lap, to sit you on their lap? Who the fuck are you, Toya? What the fuck is wrong with Toya? Why would she do that? She did it to Cecil again. Not Cecil. Was it Cecil or Curtis? She acted like she was going to sit on somebody, and even Heavenly physically pushed her out of the way. Girl, go sit over there. What the fuck are you doing? And your husband's not there too? You really out of pocket. Aiden. They sitting in Dr. Jarrett's house. Aiden asked, where is everybody? They want to know where everybody is. Eugene is at work. Where's Gregory? Aiden seemed like he was drunk, but I believe that he was told to ask that question. I really believe that Mariah asked him to ask where was Greg, because first of all, y'all know where Greg is. Quad is here, and you know everybody is fully aware of what is happening with Quad and Gregory. So if Quad shows up without Gregory, it is not your place to ask her. That because we already know they're in a tumultuous time. Possible divorce is looming over the horizon. And don't ask this woman who is having marital problems where her husband is. Why would you ask that? And don't say, oh, because he's a man and he don't know. No, because no other man there asked her where he was, because they know not to ask where Gregory is. They know where Gregory is. He ain't with Quad. Quad done moved out. I told y'all, didn't I tell y'all? Quad, I bet you Quad has had an apartment for at least a year. I'm proud of Quad because I'm glad she is getting out of that relationship. It's clear that that man doesn't have any kind of respect. He has an idea in his head of what he wants his family to look like, and he doesn't care what he does on the inside as long as the outside looks this certain way. And I'm glad Quad is not participating in that. Where's Greg? Where's Greg? Mariah's like, Aiden, bitch, you the one told him to ask. Do we feel it was staged? Do y'all think that that was staged? Do y'all think Aiden was encouraged to ask Quad where was Greg? And then his explanation was like, we're all here together, me, and I just want to know where everybody is. Well, you know Contessa's not here because she's sick. You know that Eugene is not here because he's working. What do you think? Where do you think Quad, the woman who's having the marital issues out of the group, where do you think her husband is? Dr. Huck. It's so crazy. They get up and leave because it's like, y'all need to get up and leave. Y'all doing the most. So they're sitting around and talking. You see Jarrett is actually sitting there with the women, but they started talking about the situation with Quad. And Quad, ooh, that man almost hit that man on that motorcycle. Quad starts talking about her, relationship and how everything is going. And Mariah is giving a lot of non-verbal cues to show. You saw the blinker, right, bitch? You not gonna let me over, you fucking cunt? She's starting to explain, how she's dealing with her situation, what's going on with her situation. And Mariah's like, doing all these non-verbals to show that she's in disagreement with whatever that she's saying. Fucking bitch. And Quad says, I am the rock in my family. Well, we all the rock. Well, okay, I'm not talking about you, Mariah, or anybody else, nor is my statement a means to minimize whatever it is you guys are doing in your family. I'm talking about myself. And I think you're missing the point. How the fuck is Quad missing the point in her own fucking story, bitch? This is my story. Don't tell me I'm fucking missing the point. Quad's better than me, I would have cussed Mariah the fuck out right then and there in the most polite way. Bitch, shut the fuck up. They're talking to me. They're asking me for my story. That's what you don't get. They're asking me. That's what's wrong with Mariah. The fact that every eye was on Quad and Quad was about to explain how she feels and what is going on. Everything that they've been asking her for and trying to encourage her to do. But Mariah can't stand it. You'll see her facial expression. Just watch Mariah's body language. Turn the volume down and watch her body language. She is so disgusted. She cannot stand that Quad is the center of attention in this moment. So what does she do? She takes it from Quad. And I'm with Quad, bitch. You didn't cut. Okay. You cut me off. You want this to be about you. You want this moment. This is your moment, Mariah. I'm done. Y'all ain't gonna get shit out of me. If y'all really want to know about what the fuck I got going on in my life, call me. We'll talk about it. Because Mariah does not make the space a safe space for Quad. Mariah has to piss on Quad every time. Every chance she gets, she got to piss on Quad. To let people know who Quad is. Let me tell you something, Mariah Huck. Quad is not the same person that you introduced to the group. That is a different woman. You don't know this woman. So stop trying to put her back in the box of the person that you knew. And then talking about her character based on that woman. This is a new person. You don't know this woman anymore. This is not your friend. This is not the girl from Memphis that you introduced to the group and thought was going to be just your flunky and turned around and made a name for herself. She's on a television show, honey. What are you doing? You got a makeup line coming out, a wig line, a poster line with your picture on it that you can sign for people. You need something to do, bitch. You and Toya need something to fucking do. And that's the bottom line. That's all I got to say about them bitches. That's it. Because what Mariah did was a clear indication that she does not like attention on Quad. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what anybody says. Y'all can say Quad is this and Quad is dramatic and Quad is this. They asked for Quad to talk about what was going on with her and Mariah didn't allow it. She wanted to control the conversation. She took something that Quad said and made it seem like Quad was trying to minimize the other women and their role in their families. And that's not what she was doing. I think you're missing the point. Bitch, how am I missing the point of my fucking story? Go sit your ass somewhere. I wish Quad would have cussed her bitch ass out. You fucking bitch. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to share. All right. Take care of each other. Peace.